Hi everyone, it's Mike, the PrepperNerd, and I'm here with another video on the prep inventory system. Today we're going to talk a bit about the getting started experience with the PrepperNerd inventory system. This is intended for new users or for those who are considering using the program. What the experience will be like as you sign up, fill out your preferences in the new User Setup Questionnaire, the registration within the platform that I'm using for the inventory system called Smartsheet, as well as the new user experience, getting started from scratch within the system itself. As always, before we get started, I just want to say that it is my privilege to offer this system to such an amazing community of like-minded people. Those who are awake to the idea that it's important that we all build some level of self-sustainability, as the world around us can be unpredictable at best. So far, I'm pleased to share that I've set up 92 people with the PrepperNerd inventory system. The feedback has been, again, just fantastic, and the suggestions have continued to help us build even more valuable features. You probably know about the barcode scanning feature if you've been watching my channel at all. And we now have, I'm excited to say, exactly 700 items available in the database for easily adding common food preps to your inventory. So, the progress has been fantastic. I'm really happy that we've have made so much progress so quickly. It looks like we're going to get to our goal of 1,000 items much more quickly than I expected, so that's really exciting. I also want to go through some quick reminders about a few things. First, I want to say that if you've signed up for the PrepperNerd inventory system, you're in. Please check your email or even your spam folder and search for email sent from Mike at prepper-nerd.com. So as of right now, everyone has been invited that has ever joined the interest list. So if you didn't get an invite and you've checked your email, you can email me and I can re-invite you. Second, let me know if you need any changes to your drop-down options for those of you using the system. Options like categories, locations, or even hiding or showing columns. I'm happy to make those changes and updates as you continue to use the system and your needs change. Third, remember that there's a mobile app so you can use your inventory system from your tablet or smartphone. Just download the Smartsheet app and log in and you'll see your dashboard. And of course, I want to hear about your suggestions. It's really your ideas that will help this inventory system be as valuable as possible to the prepper community. And last, if anyone's considering using the inventory system for your mag, please do let me know. I think it's a perfect use for this online collaborative platform, and I'd love to work closely with you to get it set up in a way that best supports that the use case for a mag. So now let's jump into our topic for today, which is the new user process or the new user experience, right? So just want to outline what that process looks like real quick, and then we'll jump into demonstrating some of the details here. So, and this is just done to make sure that the process is as clear as possible, right? And that your expectations are in alignment with how things are going to happen and getting you set up for your prep inventory system. So first, the first step in the process is to join the interest list and confirm that you wanted to join the interest list. I'm going to show you that. Then you will fill out a new user setup questionnaire, which is basically your preferences for how I will customize your prep inventory system. Then I need to complete the setup of your inventory system, and then you're ready to get started. So I'm gonna walk through these steps with you to make sure that everything is clear and you know what to expect. First, the initial sign up. So I'm gonna switch over to this page. So as you can see here, I'm on Prepper-Nerd, and this is where you would sign up for the interest list. Basically, this gets you on the list to be invited. And I invite people in groups so that I can ensure people are well supported once they're set up. So on this page, Some of you may see this video in the right hand side here as well, which is a video of the community feedback, which hopefully will help people new to the system understand what the feedback has been from other users of the system. And the feedback, like I said, has been incredible so far. All you do is you click the button I'm interested, you fill out your first name, or you can fill out your some sort of alias like your YouTube name or whatever you want to use. It doesn't matter to me what you fill in here. I just need a first name for reference purposes for your account. So first name and your best email address, because there are going to be emails that will be sent to you to help you get started with the system. I also need your email address for setting you up within Smartsheet. So that's all I really need, first name and email address, and click this join the interest list button. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I'll say Mike at PrepperNerd.com. I will not share your information with anybody. You have that commitment from me. And then you land on this confirmation page. So what's important here is right here that you will be sent a confirmation email, and you need to click the link. This isn't a hyperlink, but you need to click the link within that email to confirm that I can continue to email you with information about getting started with your system, to offer you support with your system, and all of those good things. So that's it. That's the interest list sign up process. So now I want to show you the email that you're going to see or is going to be sent to you once you sign up for the interest list. You can see the email here, and it'll be a very simple email, just asking you to confirm your subscription by clicking the link below with the link right here. This email should be sent to you within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, something along those lines. And this is important because it allows my email to get through to you in order to contact you with your invitation, right, when I'm ready to set you up, as well as other email that'll help you get started with your system. So you go ahead and click the link here on the email, and then it will take you to a confirmation page that basically just says, thank you for confirming. So once you've signed up for the interest list and confirmed your email address by clicking that link in the email confirmation, you can expect one or more emails to invite you to watch videos that will help you to get ready to use your new prep inventory system. But after a few days, you'll be invited to provide your preferences with the new User Setup Questionnaire, which I'm going to show you right now. This allows you to customize how the system will work for you personally. For example, your own categories, your own food locations, right? Because everybody has their own way of storing food. You've got your own way of thinking about your food categories that makes the most sense to you. So that's why this system is so customizable. So I'm going to demonstrate the new User Setup Questionnaire just to ensure that you understand, everything is clear and you know what to expect. So here is the new User Setup Questionnaire. I'm just going to go through it pretty quickly. I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but like I said, I just wanted to give you a sneak peek at it. So at the top here, we have a privacy acknowledgement. This is just communicating to you some of the information about privacy and security related to the system. So it's good for you to look at this. Also, a lot of this information is available in the video that I did recently on privacy and security. So I wouldn't use this unless I felt confident and comfortable that my information was private and secure. So I want you to have that same confidence. I also ask that if you're going to fill out this new User Setup Questionnaire, that means that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to set you up with your prep inventory system. So I do ask for a level of commitment that you're going to use the system, right? I don't want to invest my time into setting someone up who isn't ready to get started, who isn't ready to use it. That's a waste of time, and I just want to make sure that my time is focused on those who are really ready to go, ready to get started and ready to get organized. So I do ask for you to just check this box to indicate that you're ready to do that. And then I ask for an email address. Unfortunately, this isn't tied in with my email system, so I do have to ask for your email address again there, your first name or alias again. And then now we get into the meat and potatoes, or no pun intended, of the questionnaire. So here we're going to start with the food inventory. We're going to select one or more options about where or if I'd like to track where the food is stored. So there's 3 different options here, or there's none of these options. So you're going to be able to tell me if you want to track the room that it's stored in, and if you do, then you can see that this field just appeared. Track what type of container, track the container name, right? Or you could tell me that you don't want any of that, or any combination of these 3 things. You could say, I don't need any of that. That's perfectly fine, but those fields won't be available to you if that's what you select. I won't set those up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate all 3 of these. So first is storage areas. What it does is it provides you with some defaults, and this is based on how I store my food. So you can see I've got a number of locations that I'm storing my food preps. And I'm sure that a lot of you watching this video have the same situation, and that's part of the benefit of this inventory system, is you're going to know exactly where everything is. Right, so that's great. So this gives you a starting point. You can use these categories or these storage area options if you want, or you could add to them or remove some, or just completely type in your own storage areas. And the way that you enter the information here is the way that the options are going to appear in your system. So generally speaking, I would recommend that you type them in the format that you'd like to see them, right? In terms of capitalization or any punctuation or whatever. And I prefer to do things in an organized way in terms of like alphabetizing the list. So I'm going to basically, to make this efficient for me, I'm going to copy what you indicate here in this field, and I'm going to then paste that exactly into your system as the options for your storage areas. Storage container types is similar. These are like, what is the food contained in? A bin, a box, a bucket, Mylar bag, so you can indicate exactly what you want. Some people have added, jar, or even jar, and the size, or different options for different sizes of jars, which is great. For those who can, that's a great option. Next is the storage container names. So for me, I have, most of my food in bins and buckets. I have some boxes as well, but I've labeled all of these bins and buckets and boxes with container names. So this allows me to know, okay, if I need to, if the food that I'm looking for is in the kitchen miscellaneous 2 bin, right? I'll know exactly where to find that, exactly where that food is, so I can rotate through it if I need to, if it's approaching its best by date. So again, you can use this field or not, and if you want to use it, you can indicate exactly what food container names you want to use. Next is, do you want to track best by dates? So some people want to, and some people don't. I would say probably 75% or 80% of people do like to track best by dates. And again, it's just a point of reference. It's not a, your food doesn't go bad on the, the day after a best by date. There's lots of videos out there from, content creators or YouTubers, talking about best by dates. So this just allows you the ability to either track or not track best by dates. And then last for food, this is the categories. So these are the categories, or a lot of these are the categories that I use. So I just get you started, but you might not need to use all these categories, or you might have other categories that you want to be able to use for your food. And these categories are what are going to appear on your dashboard. If you've seen some of my videos that cover the dashboard, those graphs that show up in terms of showing you the amount of calories you have on hand for each category. Well, these are the category options that drive that. And again, for the graph underneath that shows you the balance of servings across categories, well, these are the categories that drive that as well. So it's important that you specify the way that you think about your food and the The way you think about your food may be very different than how I think about my food, but the point is that this is very customizable for you, so you can indicate exactly what categories you want to use. And then down below here is we get into supplies. Some people have asked me, does the system track supplies? Yes, absolutely, the system tracks supplies. I just haven't covered supplies yet in any of my YouTube videos specifically, but I will do that so that is that's clear up front. But this is where you're going to provide any storage container names for your supplies. I just have a couple of bins for my supplies. They're big Costco bins, so I've got a bunch of stuff in there. Also, you can indicate what categories you want to use for your supplies and equipment. So this one's a little bit different, a little nuanced here. So section 1, right, before you start seeing this first line is basically supplies that you use as needed, as it says right here. You use as needed. Section 2 is regular or daily use types of supplies, and those are supplies that you would be able to indicate, how many units of that supply you expect to use per day, so you can know how many days of that supply category you have on hand. And then the third section is animal supplies. So it's divided up a little bit by these horizontal lines, so that gives you some guidance on that. But again, you can add or remove or alter these categories however you see fit. And then comments. I love to hear any comments or questions that you might have before you submit your form. But that's the preferences form. Hopefully that was helpful. And once you've completed the questionnaire, basically it should take me just a few days. I think I'm averaging around 2 to 3 days because of the demand, and because frankly because of other things I have on my plate. I do work full time, so it does take me between on average 2 to 3 days to complete your setup. Obviously every new user requires time for me to set up, and sometimes some time for support purposes, which I'm more than happy to do. But I just ask for a little bit of patience after you submit the questionnaire, because it will take a couple days. In addition, I'm trying to provide better information with videos and emails so that people can get started easily and get the most out of the system. So trying to prioritize my time as I'm working on this. So during those few days, though, you'll be invited via email to view some additional videos to make sure that you're prepared to hit the ground running with your new prep inventory system. And once you're set up, you'll receive an email providing your personal link to your prep inventory dashboard. You're the only one that'll have access to that. So besides me, since I own the account, and that's part of what I covered in the privacy and security video as well. So you want to check that out. You'll also be sent an email from Smartsheet, directly from Smartsheet, not from me, but from Smartsheet, where they're inviting you to join my account as a free collaborator. So in the email that I send to you, informing you that the setup is complete of your inventory system, it'll provide you a link to your dashboard. And I wanted to show you real quick what that's going to look like, so you know what to expect. So this is how the dashboard is going to look. Well, as of now, this is how it looks for a brand new user of the system. Okay, you can see, it does say that there's a day's worth of stored food, for example, but that's just because there's some sample records in here. You can see that there's a bar here in the bar graph. There's, you can see here beans. There's some beans. So this is just because there's sample records in the system, as you can see here for supplies and equipment. There's a sample record. So as I've covered in other videos, in getting started videos, you can go directly into start adding food here with the form. You can go here. I'll just show you that real quick. You can start adding food with your form. You can start adding food directly into the food inventory sheet. But what I would recommend doing first and foremost is going into the needs and wants. Okay, you're going to want to go into the calorie requirements and fill in what your goal is. What's your goal for the number of days of stored food? Okay, because if we have a goal, it gives us something to shoot for, something to work toward, and it becomes self-motivating. So this is an important piece, and I would recommend that you do that first, and then you'd go ahead and fill in the calorie requirements for all of the people that you're prepping for. So that could be, it's just, for me, it's just my family. So I just have 4 of these records filled in for me and my wife and my 2 girls. Some people are prepping for their kids and their grandkids, so they have more, needs for more people. When I assume that at some point someone will be interested in using the system for their mag. So you could see potentially, dozens of people listed as planning to prep for. So it would just aggregate all of the caloric needs for all of the people that are listed here. So that's the calorie requirement sheet. And then you'd want to go into the servings per day sheet and indicate how many servings for each of the food categories you expect or want to plan to be able to provide if you were to have to rely on your food preps. Not all the categories are listed here, and your categories will be different. So that's not what I want you to focus on here. Really, all you have to fill in is this column that's in blue here, number of servings per category. And I cover that in more detail in another video. I just wanted to show you, that's where I would recommend that you start. And you can start adding food to your inventory here. You can start adding supplies to your supplies inventory here, and there's the helpful info off to the right. But generally speaking, and like I said, I've covered this in much more detail in other videos, but wanted to show you that this is what your dashboard will look like starting from scratch. Okay, and then as you add food, which I can just show you real quick here. I'll just add a rice item. Oh, I don't have that category in my inventory. I'll say flour, and I'll just say just enough information to show you what I want to show you for demonstration purposes. If I go back to the dashboard, now you'll see that we've got flour in the dashboard. We've got beans and the flour here, and of course you'll probably want to just delete the sample food item there. And as I've covered in another video on the barcode feature, you'll see these blue arrows. Those are for food items where you can use the barcode field to populate the rest of the information there. So that's what I wanted to share with you about the new user experience of the system. If you'd like to get set up with your own prep inventory system, I invite you to go to PrepperNerd.com, as you can see here, and sign up for the interest list. Like I said, people are invited in groups, and I just want to thank you for watching. I want to thank you for the opportunity to support you. Please do hit the thumbs up or down to let YouTube know to show this video to more people. Please subscribe and hit the bell if you'd like to make sure that you're informed of future videos. Again, this is Mike, the Prepper Nerd, and I am